Hello and welcome to the Breakthrough Clean University video series. My name is Gabriel Cabrera and I'm from Breakthrough Clean. Also with me today is Jerry Novo from Novo Arms in Miami, Florida. In today's video we will show you how to properly disassemble, clean, and maintain your Glock pistol. The products we'll be using today are Breakthrough Clean products. We'll go into specifics here in a second. Before we go any further, we would like to remind you of the following firearm safety rules. And they are: always point your firearm in a safe direction. Always make sure that your firearm is unloaded. Always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Now that we have that out of the way, Jerry here, he's been very gracious to let us use his training facility here in Miami. Pushes out a lot of students through here. Point of note, Jerry is actually one of the few NRA training consultants down here in South Florida. So if you're watching this video and you're in the Florida area, you're going to want to hit up Novo Arms. Does a great job, pushes out a lot of people through here, great knowledge. So that's why we've asked him to do this video. Not only is he a training consultant, this gentleman has varied knowledge across different platforms, trained armor and gunsmith. So we would want to get the best information out to you guys. So without any further ado, Jerry, if you can lead us into it.
Okay, today we're going to start off with the Glock 43, which is one of their more popular platforms, which is their subcompact 9mm. Fairly simple to disassemble. Always important, the safety rules. Make sure the gun is empty. Make sure you're pointing in a safe direction. What you want to do is release the slide forward. Okay, while still pointing in a safe direction, you want to pull the trigger. All right, then you want to grasp the gun over the top. At the same time, you're pulling down the slide release. What you want to do is bring it back maybe about 1/10 of an inch, just so it barely comes back. You'll feel all the tension come off of the slide release. All right, once that's done, the slide will slide forward, keeping your thumb over the spring just in case it gets loose on you. No big deal, it's just going to fall on the floor, just makes life easier. Just keep your thumb on it, the gun's going to come apart. Now you're going to break it down into four main components, which are your slide, your recoil spring, your barrel's going to slide right out of here, and then you have your slide assembly. Now you'll notice on the newer generations and also the compact ones, the recoil spring is a little different than the older versions, which was just a solid one spring. Okay, no big deal. Always consult with your owner's manual. Just make sure you have the right stuff in there.
Perfect. One thing I'd want to bring up, Jerry, it's a good point, and it's I think a good training point for all of us. I have a bad habit of pulling one side versus both at the same time. Now, on the bottom of that barrel, can you show the folks where that one piece engages on the frame?
This little tab right here is where your slide stop is going to engage. So you want to make sure, like Gabe said, you pull back on both pieces, and you'll see that little part of the camera can zoom in there. You'll see it come down evenly. If you don't get it on the first try, no big deal. Just follow the same steps again. Pull the trigger, bring the slide back a little bit, and try to bring those slide stops down.
Well, I guess we need to jump right into it. While we're talking about this one platform, which is actually one of the more popular ones that Glock has right now, let's go into the basic cleaning and maintenance of this platform. Jerry's kind enough to break it down into these 4 food groups for us, and we could focus on them individually. Products we're going to be using today can all be found in our BT-101 kit, actually, which is right there. And the main premise of that kit is for situations just like this. You may be a first-time gun owner. You may be looking for a kit that's not as invasive, doesn't have a high price tag, and a lot of other hardware you're not going to use. But you're going to find a 2-ounce serving of our solvent, the same for our battle-born lubricant, this green microfiber gun cloth, and this mil-spec brush. A lot of you folks that are prior service, 1, thank you for your service, and 2, you're going to remember this sucker from those inspections you used to have to pass. And you're also going to have 2 sample packets of our battle-born grease wrapped up in that packaging. But for the purposes of the video, we're going to use this bigger one. This is our 16-ounce version of our solvent. And instead of the battle-born oil, we're going to use our HP Pro today. Well, we've taken the liberty of already cleaning this product to save a little bit of time, but we're going to tell you exactly where we went. We did a couple sprays right here and right here. Now, you're gonna notice that this 16-ounce spray bottle has a very fine, wide mist. Well, it covers a big surface area. The reason why we do that, a little bit of our solvent goes a long way. Always remember that. You don't have to spray a lot and have it dripping, sopping wet. Our technology doesn't work like that. You can actually let it sink in for a little bit and come back to the part later on. It's not going to dry up. It's a petroleum-based hydrocarbon instead of being water-based. Okay, so it's going to stay wet a little bit longer. It actually finds carbon, seeks it out, and breaks its hold on an object. It doesn't break down carbon. All right, that's fancy marketing. At the end of the day, simple high school chemistry will debunk that whole claim. What most solvents do in ours does it a lot better. It finds carbon and it breaks carbon's hold on an object. So that's what you're going to see. You're also going to spray on this area here in the front. And the main reason you want to get into this area back here where you have the cruciform, the back part of the actual trigger bar. That's what engages the striker on a Glock. Why? Okay, you have a lot of gunk back here. You also have a lot of pocket lint. Why? So if you're going to carry this gun concealed, you're going to notice there's an open channel here in the back. Now that open channel was designed to push debris and dirt and anything out of the way, so there's never a sear engagement issue. Now when you're carrying it concealed, you're carrying it like that. So what does that do? It actually creates a ramp for belly button and everything else to start going down this way. Now, what you're going to do here is, with this same little brush, you can brush right off. It's going to come down through that canal, or that little channel rather. Brush off. Make sure you get into the magazine well area. Hit the trigger bar, hit in front of the trigger bar, if you can see right there. Hit the front right here. Hit the sides where the frame rails are mounted, and the support for the frame. Now you can use your cloth, you can wipe that off. Same thing with the barrel. Now one thing I want to show you folks, if you want to get a deeper clean, you have two options for a barrel. You have our quick kits, right? And that's our quick weapons improvised cleaning kits. This one happens to be for pistols. And what you're going to find in here is our cleaning jags and brushes. You're going to notice our brushes are nylon. They're not brass. Brass tends to leave that color change on the metal surface. And at the same time, it pricks your fingers. It's a little bit more brittle. They don't have...
Deforms easier also.
Exactly. So they don't have a high life expectancy when it comes to maintenance. So we want to give you the best bang for your buck. So you're going to notice they're strong, rigid polymer bristles. Again, just like our BT-101 kit, you're going to see a 2-ounce serving of our solvent, 2-ounce serving of our battle-born oil. You're going to see the handle for the kit, and in the back, you're going to see the cable. This is a pull-through kit for you folks that are watching this and might not have known about the kit. You're also going to have the patches here for the jags that are provided. You're also going to have 2 samplings of the grease, just like the BT-101 kit. And you're going to have a Teflon gun cloth in the back. Or you can use a simpler approach that some folks have done when they buy our BT-101 kit. This is a great little product from a company called Swabits, one of our industry partners. Great product. These are foam little brushes and pads that connect to any standard thread pitch for cleaning rods or cables. Now the way you can do it is you could break one off, screw it in, make sure you moisten it with solvent, run it through the barrel, and it's going to pull all the impurities out that you started breaking loose with the breakthrough solvent. Now to clean it, it's pretty easy. You just spray it a little bit if you want with the solvent, and you could dab it dry on both sides and clean it again. You can get a good 5 uses out of just one. So really when you start thinking about it, there's about 6 per little pull apart tray. And this one that we have on our website is the Fast Patchless Firearm Cleaning Value Pack. Okay, and the thing about this one is it's got different calibers. You're going to have 223, you're going to have 357 9mm, which works for this platform here. You're going to have 30 caliber 7.62. That'll work for a lot of your 7.62 by 3.9, 7.62 by 5.1, 300 blackout. And then finally you have your 40 and 10mm and your 45 caliber. Okay, so food for thought. Now, what we are going to do here in front of you guys and Jerry's going to help, is we're going to talk about the follow-up. So we've cleaned it. It's good to go. We've pulled all the debris out of it, everything else. You would say this firearm is clean.
It's clean.
Okay. So instead of the standard Battleborn oil that we usually use for everything, we're actually going to highlight the HP Pro oil. Same ingredients as the Battleborn. The only thing changes, it's a little bit heavier. So, and we've thrown a couple secret ingredients in there, which we're not going to give away. But it definitely works in extremely hot temperatures. Also, the way that we designed this oil, if you put a couple layers on, let's say, the surface of a slide, it also kind of treats the surface to where you can use it almost like a CLP, which means you can shoot, take it apart, wipe, reapply, and you're back in. It's less time cleaning, more time shooting, which I think we can all agree with. So, yeah, Jerry, if you don't mind.
We use their products when we have our special events with Boy Scouts and stuff like that, and they shoot a lot, and all the residues have come right off with no problem. So I could attest to the oils and stuff, you know, not letting everything bond like it normally would. Okay, as far as oiling, lubing up the Glocks are unlike other guns in the market. They use very minimal oil. Really, it's about 6 drops of oil that you need on the Glocks themselves. Okay, a couple things you want to make sure before you put the gun together is that while you were cleaning the mag well, this little spring here still has tension. This is your slide stop. Okay, if this doesn't spring back the way it should, maybe you might want to contact Glock or contact a local armor and have that repaired for you. All right, as far as lubrication goes on the frame itself, you want one little drop right behind the crucible here where the disconnect is at.
There you go.
The Battleborn little lubes are great because they have like a little needle tip on there, so you could get those precise drops right where you need it. So you would put one little drop right in there. That's going to make your trigger feel a little smoother also, so you want to make sure that's always lubricated. As far as the rest of the gun goes, what you want to look at your barrels where you see wear marks towards the front and over the top, and what you would do there is just one drop there and rub it into there. One drop over the top, rub it into there. On the frame itself, what you would do is put one drop in each of the channels where the slide slides on the frame. So you have one drop there, one drop there. Okay, and that's going to help you when you reassemble. Okay, make sure you put the spring in the right direction. It's only going to go in one direction. Okay, when you're reassembling, you're sliding the slide onto the frame itself. It's going to lube all 4 of the little points on the frame for you. Okay, you don't have to worry about putting a drop of oil on each part, because then you're going to have a lot of oil on it, and what oil does is it attracts lint and all that other bad stuff.
That's a good point, Jerry, if you don't mind me bringing up another one. So oil protects, right? Well, here's a question that we get all the time. How much oil should I put on the gun on the outside? Now, we've worried about the inside. Great insight on what we need to actually enhance the performance of this firearm. Now, as far as the outside, a lot of folks ask, because with different firearms platforms, they've started seeing pitting, rust, different types of stuff growing on the outside. You could grab a little bit of this oil. I'm going to show you how much. You can see right there.
It's about a drop or two.
About a drop, and a little bit goes a long way with this oil. Now, what am I doing here? All right, by putting this oil, and you could always wipe off the excess, by putting this oil on the outside, I've created a chemical barrier against the elements. One of the best things about our products is that our oils are synthetically made, and they're also refined to where we have the best ingredients that we need in them. What does that translate to? They're not going to break down over time, 1, seeing how they're synthetic. 2, we've thrown rust inhibitors into these to make sure that, for that same reason, our body sweat, our natural oils, everything else aren't going to hinder any type of coating or anything that we have on the side. If you're carrying this close to your body, your belly, your back, something's touching the gun, we're secreting oils, we're sweating, we don't have to worry about the firearm getting rusty or messed up or anything like that. So there's probably a little bit more on here than you naturally should have, but notice how I start kind of wiping it in. It's starting to get picked up by those microscopic pores that are on the surface. Okay, so once you do that, you can wipe off the excess with your hand till there's just a light sheen on there, and load it up with your ammo of choice and throw it in your holster.
The little silicone wipes that come in the kits are also great for this. You could wipe down the gun and you don't have to worry about, oh, was it too much of a drop or too little of a drop? They're perfect for that.
That's another great point. Well, guys, all the products that we have are obviously available on our website. You can always drop us an email and ask us any questions that you might have. Quick recap before we go. Today we discussed how to properly disassemble, clean, and maintain your Glock pistol, all while using the best firearm and lubrication products in the market today, Breakthrough Clean. As always, thank you for joining us. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to speed on all of our new Breakthrough Clean University videos. Also, check out our social media pages for up-to-the-minute news, offers, and giveaways. Thanks again, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having us part of your videos.
There's going to be a lot more to come, so stay tuned. Thanks.